Hello, this is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It's Tuesday, the 20th of March, 2007. On Wall Street today, we're going to look at a handful of these recent IPOs in the solar area. First up, we'll look at the company called First Solar, symbol FSLR. And you can see this stock came public. I don't remember what the IPO price was, but I remember it had a really good debut. And the stock was strong since then. It consolidated for a little bit, about 2 months there, and then began this fantastic run that it's in right now. Look at how this stock early in the uptrend found support at the rising 10-day moving average. Then the pullbacks got a little bit deeper, pulling back to the 20-day moving average, but it's still in a great uptrend. Look how it's just stair-stepping higher here with this prior resistance level acting as support once again. No doubt the stock is extended. It's more than doubled since this IPO price, since it first publicly traded. The IPO price, like I said, I think was much lower even. But the stock is clearly extended, but that doesn't mean it can't keep continuing to move higher. These are the types of stocks that attract large short positions early on, and until the stock actually breaks down, I think you got to be nuts to sell short a stock like this because the momentum is just so strong and it can continue to carry higher. Looks to me like we might see a resumption of the upward momentum in this stock if it gets back above about 53.5. One thing that concerns me short term is just that this 5-day moving average is heading lower, but that can flatten out pretty quickly, and I think above 53.5 you're probably looking at higher prices, even higher highs. At least that 58, probably head up towards $60 a share is what I would be thinking. Worst case stop would probably go down just above that $50 level, about $50.30. So doesn't look like a lot of risk in the stock, other than the fact that it is quite extended. Next, we're going to look at a company that came public, looks like about, looking at a longer-term time frame, looks like August of last year. And this stock did a whole bunch of nothing for a while, then kind of woke up out of this coma with some big volume in here. But that what was big volume at that point turned out to be nothing compared to what we've seen just on this most recent rally. But look at how early on it breaks out in big volume. Then relative to that, you see the volume diminish on that pullback, and then a resumption of volume once again, and then another low volume pullback. The volume started building. Then it looks like the company got some news, and it was off to the races for this stock. Now here's another stock that's looking quite extended right now, but I think that if it pulls back a little bit further, maybe towards just under $7 a share. Let's take a look at a shorter term time frame. Let's start with a 30-minute. A lot of times these guys do find support near a 5-day moving average, so keep an eye on that. But I think that near the $7 level, it's looking at the short-term time frame. You don't want to enter this stock yet because look at how on this 10-minute time frame you see first of all this nice series of higher highs and higher lows. Then that turned to a series of lower highs and lower lows. So we're still seeing that series of lower highs and lower lows. Maybe starting to try and stabilize in here. So we could get a little bit of a squeeze in here above $8 a share, but I would say only the most speculative traders ought to go after a move like that because I don't think it's typically going to continue out to newer highs, but it could, so I think it's worth keeping on your radar for a short-term speculative trader. Another way to play this one is they've got warrants on it. They've got 2 sets of warrants, ASTIW and ASTIZ. I'm not going to make any recommendations there because they just they trade a little bit too erratically, and I have no idea what the conversion features are. But you might want to take a look at that. Last one we're going to look at is Trina Solar Limited. This is an ADR, so they're based somewhere overseas. But anyways, this stock has had a fantastic rally as well. Look at how it held that 10-day moving average. Real nice. It brought it down through that 20-day, shook people out. Now, though, what I'm looking at concerns me just a little bit in here. I don't think it's necessarily going to break down, but we do have a lower high. And we do have these moving averages, the 10 and 20-day moving average crisscrossing in here. To me, that typically represents indecision. And where there's indecision, a lot of times it comes at a turning point. I think what we're going to see here is not a major breakdown, but I think we're going to start to see the volatility diminish in the stock, see the range start to tighten up. Looks like probably dead money to me for a while here. You can see this most recent rally completely failed. That's not a good sign. I would have liked to see support, over in this area, but it broke down. So I would be most skeptical of this one. Another stock you might want to take a look at, though, in this solar group that looks really good here is Evergreen Solar, symbol ESLR.